What is the power of podcasting? What's up? It's Rob Cressy, and I'm so excited about this episode because Spotify just released their Spotify Wrapped, sharing data and insights about that year that was of 2022 for my podcast. Best year ever. And I wanted to share some of the insights and nuggets and lessons learned for you to help you along on your journey. So in 2022, I published 72 episodes of this podcast and created 1,131 minutes of new content. This was more than 92% of other creators in the business category. This means that my average podcast was only 15 minutes long. And in order for me to be in the top 92%, all I had to do was publish a little bit more than one episode a week. We'll dive a lot more into that in a second. Next, my podcast was in the 20% of most followed and most shared podcasts in the world. I got to send so much love and good vibes to you for listening and watching and sharing this podcast. From my heart, I show up and I love doing this every single day. And my goal is to share the lessons that I've learned to help you on your journey of doing more of what you love, showing up powerfully, and being the best version of yourself. So thank you so very much for that. One of the really unique things was it said, your listener's podcast personality is the enthusiast. Your listeners are super fans. When their favorite podcast releases a new episode, they're among the first to know, going above and beyond to show their support. Man, this made me feel so good. All the times where you sit there and wonder and you say, is this working? Does anybody care? Is anybody listening and watching? The answer is a resounding yes. And I encourage you, when you hear all of this, to think about this for yourself and your own brand. If you don't currently have a podcast, do you think you would want to have a group of enthusiasts that you're having a positive impact on their life and have that part of building your brand? I certainly do, and I'm proof of that. So, what are the lessons within all of this? Let's go to the top in terms of being a prolific creator. So to be in the top 92% in the world, all I had to do was show up a little bit more than once a week and share a 15-minute episode. And so often people think about launching a podcast, but create the excuse for why they can't do it. Oh, you know what? I just don't have enough time. Well, I'm proof that you can be one of the best in the world 15 minutes at a time. So if I told you in 2023 that you would be one of the most prolific creators in the world and on Spotify just by showing up once a week for 15 minutes sharing an episode that helps somebody else, would you be interested in doing it? I certainly would. And this is something that has been a slow build for me. So if you've been thinking about launching a podcast, I encourage you to start now, because this podcast started back in 2016, and it's been a slow grind, a slow build, day after day, year after year. But guess what? Over that time, I've published over 500 episodes, creating over 400,000 plays of my podcast. Once again, I encourage you to listen to this as if this is you, because if it's possible for me, it is certainly possible for you. Because number two, consistency wins. To be one of the best in the world, all you got to do is keep showing up. And I am so excited about 2023 because now that I've seen the benchmark that I published 72 episodes this year, and it was in the top 92% for being a prolific creator, you know I'm going to set that number to over 100 next year. And you know I'm going for a mark of above 95%. Because we've just created a benchmark of what I can do to be better, which means I can share more, I can help more people. And best of all, I love doing this. I love creating. I love helping. This is the power of consistency. And if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you read the book, The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long. Number three, podcasting is an opportunity to create growth in your business and your life. And the time has never been greater than right this second, right now. And my podcast is proof of the impact that you can have on others and the growth of your own brand when you show up and you share and you put your heart out there, because you can create growth and have fun and have it be easy all at the same time. And I'm so thankful for Spotify putting this out there, because this really created more momentum for me and excitement around my podcast of what's possible. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing more of, and some of you have hopefully noticed, is creating more short form episodes. Why? Making it more digestible. 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes here and there. Yeah, we'll throw in the 15-minute episodes. Yeah, we'll throw in the 30-minute episodes. But if you hear what I'm saying, it's, wait a second, Rob is mixing up the cadence and length of the content. Small, digestible nuggets. Yeah, we can have some long form stuff, but I know how I consume things. Boom, in and out, nice and easy. Give me 1 point, give me 2 points. Entertain me, have some fun, make my life better. I am going to continue to be doing more of that in 2023. So to wrap a bow on all of this, if this is possible for me, this is possible for you. This is the power of podcasting. When you show up and you fill yourself with love and gratitude and you send that back out into the world. And if you're someone who wants to have the same results for you in 2023, I've got a program to help you. It's called Shining Your Voice. Go to robcressy.com/voice. It is the easiest and fastest way to launch a podcast and grow your brand. And I'm proof of it. I share with you every single week the things that I'm doing in my life and my business to create growth in my life and to create positive impact and help others. I highly encourage you to step into the calling of who you are, because the world needs to hear from you. The world needs more people like us to add positivity and growth to others' lives.